Yo, what's up everyone? So today we are back for Hope You're Happy Lemon, chapter 80, and yeah, let's just hop straight into it. Off the last few chapters, we've kind of been getting more of Lemon's true feelings towards Akayoshi, right? And not in the sense of like, oh, she's just now realizing her feelings, because we got that earlier, right? It's more of like, I understand I have these feelings, but I don't know what to do with them, because it seems like Sunao likes Kogahara at this point in time. So Lemon doesn't want to break what her and Sunao have right now. You know, they're still friends and they're in this situation together, body swapping. Yeah, she's really just confused, doesn't know how to act, and is pretty distant towards Sunao. But she still likes him, right? Starting this chapter, we're with Sunao and he caught a cold. He's like, oh, it's not that bad because at least I didn't get a cold the day I swapped with Lemon. But still, you know, it's not great to have a cold. He can't really think straight. And he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go text my sister about picking me up some medicine, and then he passes out right after he sends the message. The next page we get is someone waking up Sunao. It sounds like they rang the doorbell and then opened the door because no one was answering, and lo and behold, who is it? It's Lemon. Sunao seems super confused. He's like, oh wait, why are you here? But Lemon says, hey, did you forget you just sent me this message, right? So instead of sending the message to his sister, Sunao sent it to Lemon, and so now Lemon is the one who is here to take care of Sunao. Sunao doesn't really know what to say in this situation. He's trying to apologize, but Lemon doesn't really know what for. And yeah, Lemon is basically just going and taking care of Sunao during this time. She's getting him some water and some of the medication. In the next page, we do get some of Lemon thinking to herself. And yeah, that's why I like this series a lot. We're getting a lot of internal monologues between the characters, or with like just of the characters by themselves on how they're thinking, right? A lot of the more popular romance series out right now don't do that as well, and I think Lemon does it in a tasteful way. The only thing that I don't really know about is, you know, the love triangle thing. But yeah, basically during this time, Lemon is thinking, oh, well, I need to be keeping my distance towards Sunao. You know, I do have feelings for him. It's not like the right time to be thinking about that type of stuff because right now he's in love with Kogahara. During this time, Sunao still has a hunch that Lemon still likes him a little bit. Nothing's like confirmed on his end. He just has like a little sneaking suspicion just from the way that she's been acting a little bit. How Lemon has been portraying herself to Sunao lately, at least, is that it's almost like an off and on type of thing. She'll do something a little flirty on accident and then try to reel it in, and then Sunao has caught on like a few of them, but not all of them. Basically, both of their emotions are kind of a mess right now. Both of them don't really know what to think. You know, they used to date each other, they split up because of Lemon's insecurities years back, and now they're reunited and body swapping with each other. Because of all of this confusion, Sunao goes and asks, hey Lemon, why are you being so nice to me? And he says, oh, you've been acting weird lately, and I was just starting to think that you might hate me or something. I didn't cover the last few chapters, but essentially it's just Lemon kind of turning on that off and on switch, right? So sometimes she'll be super friendly, super nice, and then other times she'll just act completely cold or distant. But yeah, Sunao goes and continues what he's saying by telling Lemon, it's just that I'd really hate if we were on bad terms, because I think you're my best friend too. And yeah, you know, Sunao during this time, he's congested, you know, the fever's getting to him. He doesn't really know what he's saying or if he's saying too much, because he is, like I said, a little aware of Lemon's feelings towards him, but at the same time, he's not, right? You know, it's just a very confusing situation to be in. But yeah, after he says that, he goes and collapses, and Lemon's just still trying to take care of him. She's a little worried that he just like kind of collapsed right then and there. She's basically seeing if he needs some food or anything like that. And yeah, when Lemon goes outside of Sunao's room, she closed the door and she's panicking to herself, right? She's like, what was that? What just happened there? She's thinking about what Sunao just said, and she's also saying, does he have any idea how I've been feeling lately? You know, after thinking it over a little bit with herself, she's like, I kind of did put this on myself by acting so distant towards him. But she does go and get mad at Sunao a little bit, saying, why are you trying to get closer to me? Do you kind of understand what you're doing in this situation? It's not that Sunao knows that he's leading Lemon on, but he's kind of egging her on to be more flirty towards him while, you know, he's still in love with Kogahara. But yeah, a lot of this chapter was kind of focused on Lemon's perspective of things and how she's been feeling lately. And we're getting more of Lemon's kind of determination here. She says to herself, even when I try to keep my distance, he doesn't even notice and just casually comes over. And then I get all messed up again. Am I actually going to get over these feelings at this rate? And then she says, maybe I should just die. What does that mean? I don't know, But the next panel, all she says is, "I've made up my mind." And in this panel, she's blushing a little bit. It looks like she's made up her mind on what she's gonna do next. What do you guys think that's gonna be? I mean, honestly, to me, I think Lemon is going to try to rekindle their previous relationship, right? Because right now, Sunao isn't dating Kogohara. They've hung out together, and Sunao definitely has feelings for Kogohara. Kogohara does feel the same way, because a few chapters ago, Kogohara was kind of trying to talk about her feelings of love to some of her friends at school, and she doesn't really understand them, but nothing's set in stone yet. Sunao hasn't gotten together with Kogohara at this point in time. His only girlfriend so far has been Lemon, but they broke up, they split up, and yeah, Sunao's just still trying to be friends with Lemon because they understand each other so well. So I think that Lemon is going to try to start something back up again. I don't know how that's really going to play out with Kogohara in the mix, right? The last thing I want to see is her just getting completely shafted in the story. But I don't want Kogohara to be the equivalent of like Ruka in Rent-a-Girlfriend, where it's like she's a major part of the story in the beginning and then just gets completely removed from the story. You know, maybe it would be fine if she actually doesn't get brought back. But as we see with Rent-a-Girlfriend, terrible story. But hopefully Lemon is different. It seems different. The whole premise of it is different. The premise seems good and seems more serious, right? It's more of dealing with the more dramatic sides or the more nuances of love. But yeah, that's kind of where we end up the chapter. Eventually Lemon goes and brings Sunao some food. But you know, since she was kind of getting mad at Sunao, talking to herself, she messed up, like boiling the noodles. But yeah, that is where we leave off Hope You're Happy Lemon chapter 80. To be honest, Lemon has had kind of a predictable trajectory so far. The only thing I didn't really see coming was Lemon trying to get back with Sunao this quickly. I thought what was going to happen was, hey, Sunao was going to get together with Kogohara because, you know, he kind of made up his mind like, hey, I'm not going to fall for Lemon again because of what happened, you know, in the past. But Lemon did go and explain her side of the situation, and she kind of confess her insecurities to Sunao. So really it's a mixed bag of what's going to happen. We haven't gotten too much of how Sunao actually feels in this moment or post Lemon kind of revealing her cards. So I guess we'll see. There is a chapter next week, so I will be covering it because Lemon is a good series. But yeah, if you guys have any theories or anything that you think is going to happen in Hope You're Happy Lemon for the future, or something that I missed, or something that would just be kind of interesting, please let me know. But yeah, that's really about it, so I'll see y'all.